there is, the common vocabulary is you're talking in terms of a problem. You come to them and say, here's my problem, and how can we both, both take ownership of this problem and both come to a solution together and build something even better than if one of us or the other of us just attack this problem alone. My name is Ben Balter. I'm here at South by Southwest Interactive. I'm a developer, and I work for the Federal Chief Information Officer, but I'm here today as the CTO of Hacks Hackers, an organization that tries to foster dialogue between journalists, hacks, and coders, hackers. In order to get content-specific people within the newsroom and coders to work together, you really need to talk in terms of problems rather than in terms of solution. If you were to hire a plumber, you might go out and say, I need a fixture put in here, I need a shower put in here. You might go out to a lawyer, but you never go out to a lawyer and say, I need a contract to do X and I need it written like this in this many paragraphs. Instead, you come to him and you say, I have a problem. I need to get a divorce, I need to get married. You need to take that same attitude, that same professionalism, and apply it to coders. So you come to a coder and you say, hey, look, I got this really killer idea, I got this really killer app, I got this problem, and it needs solving. And you come to them and you come together as a team, and you bring them in on the bottom floor, and you talk in terms of problems rather than in terms of solutions. You don't say, I need a blog, I need a CMS, I need a Drupal, I need a WordPress. You say, I need some place to share news, I need some place to share election updates. And a coder can take that and can build something really cool and something better than if you just come to them with a problem. So as a journalist or as a subject matter expert, you can come to me and talk about exit polling, and you can talk to me about rate of return or something like that. And just as easily, I can confuse you and glaze your eyes over by talking about the format that something's coming back from a MySQL database or typecasting. Instead, talk about in terms of user functionality. Talk about in terms of we want to have the numbers here. We want to have a comma separator here. We want to have voting results here. And talk about in terms of what the user sees and what the user experiences, and try to be as tangible as possible. Talk in terms of colors and sizes and buttons and widgets and layout. And I can take those tangible things and you can visualize those tangible things. And as a journalist and as a developer, we can build something and I could take that and turn it into code, and you can take that and put your content and put your numbers into that code to really power it and make it fly. So we're really seeing in the media industry kind of a smashing together. We used to have media firms, and we used to have traditional journalism firms, print firms, and they're kind of mashing together. But physically, they're not mashing together at the same rate that they are kind of socially. So very oftentimes, you'll have the geeks in the IT department that are kind of scurried away in a corner filled with like empty Mountain Dew cans and Doritos packages. And then you'll have the newsroom, the shining newsroom with all the journalists. What you really need to do is you really need to have the opportunity for a journalist or a coder to walk down the hall and say, hey, have you had a chance to see my email? Hey, are you in today? Hey, do you have a second to chat? And really physically bridge that divide, both physically and also in terms of organizational structure. Get the geeks out of the corner, get them into the newsroom, and change who they report to, so you have these cross-functional teams early and often. So traditionally, you'll be in your newsroom and you come up with a great idea for the next killer news app. You might then call a special meeting with your newsroom staff, and you'll start whiteboarding things out and start talking about features. And it's not until you get into the implementation stage that you actually bring a developer into the discussion. Instead, as soon as that idea comes on paper, get a developer into that meeting. Get 10 developers into that meeting. Not only are you going to have a better finished product from a technical standpoint, but those developers can bring certain expertise that you might not have. They might be able to recommend a different solution or a different approach and really bring a different perspective to the table. So early integration of cross-functional teams is key. So if you come to me as a coder and say, hey, I need a widget to do X, or I've already thought this problem through and I just need a short order chef to do Y, just like you're ordering a cheeseburger, yeah, sure, I'll do it for the money or something like that, but I'm not really going to be passionate about it. My heart's not going to be in it. If instead you come to me and you say, hey, look, I got this problem, I don't think you can solve it. It's impossible to solve. No one's ever solved this. I'm going to jump right on that as a challenge. I'm going to want to do that to impress my peers, to challenge myself, just as someone might like doing a crossword or a Rubik's Cube. And I'm going to be fired up, and I'm going to try to prove you wrong as hard as I can, because I want to build that next cool thing. So you get me on the ground floor and say, hey, I got this idea, let's make it a reality. I don't think we can, but let's try, and I'm going to do my hardest to make sure that happens.